What is going on out there, peeps, in this crazy, crazy world that we're living in right now? All right, so look again. I spent the last couple of days checking out Vietnam. So when I talk about Vietnam, it is not the same as when we talk about the Iraqi dinar. I will say this, and I said it many, many times, and I'm not kidding at all. Once the currency rate changes for either the Iraqi dinar or the Vietnam dong or both, it's not, that's it for me. No, I'm actually very, very interested in looking into Vietnam as well as Iraq for long-term investments as well. There's many reasons why. Vietnam, because of everything that's happening to China. All those countries over there in the South China Sea area, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam, all those countries, oh man, there's huge things going on, but we're so distracted here in the United States with what's going on that we're not even aware of this. Did you know that China and India are fighting? Yeah, they're on the verge of a war. Guess who India is allies with? Trump. That's right. All these countries that have China has been pissing off, including their own allies, are turning on him. If you would have asked me probably like a couple years ago, I would have seen a version of probably a huge war. I don't see that no more. There are countries turning on China left and right to the point where China is so desperate that they're provoking fights with people, including India. Their soldiers got in a fist fight with Indian soldiers at a border over a small disputed area. Now, I prefer wars be that way, and I'm pretty sure the vast majority of you would prefer it that way. And that is, hell, let's get your soldiers on one end of the field, let's get my soldiers on the other end of the field, and just tell them to run at one another and kick the crap out of each other with fists and stuff. No guns, no ammos, no weapons. Just let them whip the crap out of each other. And when we're all said and done, the last soldier standing is the winner of the war. I know it sounds crazy, but I literally watched on YouTube a fist fight between Chinese soldiers and Indian soldiers. And I thought to myself, this is how war should be. It really should be. Anyways, I got sidetracked on what's going on. I told you guys when it comes to Vietnam, there is a lot of great things going on there. Don't let the red flag with the shiny yellow star distract you from the communist China, what's going on over there. Two apples and oranges. They're both fruit, but have different flavors. A quick reminder that we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It is the same name as my YouTube channel. I will leave a link in the description. Come join us. It's free to do so. We do talk about gold and silver as well as cryptocurrencies and foreign currency investments. There's another group called Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. This touches on current events as well as those things you might consider a conspiracy. False flag, 9/11, chemtrails, mass shootings, the whole 9 yards. Let's get into Vietnam, shall we? I find this interesting, and this is why I keep telling you guys that you should consider investing into Vietnam. Lender ACB, either they got their ABCs backwards or that is the name of the company, to issue bonus shares at the rate of 30%. In other words, if you own shares in there, they're going to give you extra shares. That's the kind of investment we're looking for. Asia Commercial Joint Stock Bank, ACB, plans to pay a 30% share dividends for 2020. And this is despite the Rona. All right? Every shareholder will receive 3 new shares for every 10 shares they hold. Meaning ACB will have to issue nearly 499 million new shares. That is not bad at all. The bank currently lists more than 1.66 billion shares on the Hanoi Stock Exchange with the code ACB, in case you were interested in jumping in on this action. You go to the HNX exchange, which is the Hanoi Stock Exchange, and look for ACB and drop money on that bad boy. ACB shares gained 2.1% to trade at 23,800. That's Vietnam dongs, or $1.03 for US dollars a piece on Tuesday. The issuance is expected to happen in September. The previous dividend was 20% in shares and 10% in cash. If a company is kicking boo-boo, I'll take the shares, because the cash won't go up again unless you reinvest it. So if I have a good company that I'm investing in and continue to do good, just give me the shares. Keep splitting and giving me more shares. I will take it. As the pandemic is nowhere near containment, the share issuance plan will help AACB increase capital for lending, government bond purchasing, and investing in strategic targeting between the years 2019 and 2024. Okay, so for those of you go, what about different types of stocks? Well, I keep reading them in the articles to you guys. Not just a mutual fund, a VNM, which invests in multiple different companies that are listed on a stock exchange in Vietnam, but I'm also showing you guys the actual companies themselves. You can reach out to them via the internet if you're interested in investing in them. Now, I have not heard from anybody in the group that actually does outside of buying their currency. But if you did, I'd be interested in knowing about this, because it is something that I'm currently looking into myself. I'm trying to figure out how to get in on these different stock exchange, and with good reason. They're expanding really quick. Their economy is growing really good. What else is going on? Banks continue to depreciate the greenbacks. What? So if you depreciate the greenbacks, what does that do to your currency? Well, it should increase its value. That's what it should do. After 4 sessions of approaching the US dollar against the Vietnam dong, the State Bank of Vietnam adjusted the greenback down on Wednesday, while commercial banks follow the trend. In the morning, SBV announced a daily reference exchange rate of Vietnam dong, that's $23,240 per 1 US dollar, down 9 Vietnam dongs. So this number here that you can see here, there's 23,240. The lower it goes, the better our exchanges. So when they say it went down, 9's not a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's still something. The point being is that the Vietnam dong's currency is becoming more valuable against the US dollar. We want this to continue to go down, because when you go to exchange, what you have, you get more money back. Okay? So $9, it starts here, but it'll continue to change. The selling rate is still listed as $23,650 for each buck. And the buying rate is still listed unchanged the previous session at $23,175. With a margin of 3% applied, the selling rate applied by banks on Wednesday was $23,937 for each greenback, and the floor rate was $22,543. I know a lot of you guys are going, what does this mean, Pimpy? Whoa, no, tell me, help. What this means is this. The greenback is the US dollar. If the value of the dollar goes down against the Vietnam dong, that means the value of the Vietnam dong is increasing in exchange value. That means we get less Vietnam dong for our dollar. That's great if you're holding Vietnam dong. Okay, that means you get more US dollars if you exchange your Vietnam dong for US dollars. Now, the difference so far is very minimal. But the point being, it's heading in the right dang direction, and has been now for a little while. Nothing super major, but it's definitely heading in the right direction. Don't lie, you know that pile looks good. Wouldn't you like to have one of these piles in your hand? Veg fruits exports exceed $1.5 billion in the first half. So, All right, exports of veggies and fruits. I talked about the quarter version of this, and they had exceeded. And already for the first half of the year, they're still exceeding. Exports of vegetables and fruits fetch more than 1.5 billion in the first 6 months of the year. We're not even actually through the 6th month of the year. A year-on-year decline of 14.5%, according to the Ministry of Agriculture. Yeah, well, we've been in the Rona quarantine. That will change. China was the leading importer of Vietnam's vegetables and fruits, holding a lion's share of 60.8%. However, exports of those products to the north neighboring countries slipped 29.2% in value compared to the same period last year. I'm seeing a trend happen not only with Vietnam, but with other countries, that their exporting to China have gone down. And I'm starting to feel like this isn't just because of the coronavirus. Their economy is really taking a butt whipping because of everything that's going on. This is good if you're holding currencies in these South China Sea countries. All right. So anyways, I am paying attention to what's going on in Vietnam. I did show you that, look, every day it seems to me like more and more great things are happening for Vietnam. That's what we want to happen. I do want to show you one other thing. People talk about, destiny, happenstance, subliminal, whatever you want to call it. But this is a cool picture. This is Donald Trump coming down and announced he's running for president 2016. What's behind him? Currency exchange. I thought, yeah, you know what? That is interesting. That is interesting for sure. So, call what you want. Somebody said, that must mean something. Well, if you're one of those people who believe that, then it does mean something to you. Anyways, I just thought I would share it with you guys because it is interesting. For those of you who live in New York, here's the thing. If you're trying to find a way to go buy dinar or go buy Vietnam dong or any other currencies, if you live near the Trump Tower, they obviously have a currency exchange center in the hotel. So you can go to the hotel and buy Iraqi dinars. You can go in there and buy Vietnam dongs. You can go in there and buy other currencies. It's right there inside the Trump Hotel. Okay, so all you got to do is go right there where it says currency exchange, go to the window with US dollars and buy other currencies. Very, very interesting, by the way. Anyways, I just thought I would share that with you guys. As usual, Vietnam always looks good and impressive to me. It is something that I am considering investing in long term, and that's why I share this information with you. But as far as the Vietnam dong is concerned, we want the greenbacks to continue to depreciate against the Vietnam dong. That's what we're hoping for. We want the value of the Vietnam dong to increase so that when we go to exchange it, we will get more of our monies back. All right, you guys. Anyways, if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I surely do appreciate it and keeps the channel free. I'll catch you later. Bye.